Hello everyone, so different video, this one, well, slightly different. I have another lawn mower, which I'm going to show you in a moment, the situation that I'm currently in. I started on this one yesterday, it is now Friday, and it's a bit of a challenge, this one, so I'm going to show you what's occurring. So this is the deck. As you can see from the handles and the control setup, it's a bit of an old girl. Let me just get it out. You'll notice the engine is not on the deck itself. I'll get to that in a second. Obviously it's a bit heavy on the back at the moment because it's got no engine on it, but it's a Mountfield Emblem. Very small little thing. Put my foot against it, as you can see, very small. Now the reason the engine is not on it, I was told when I got it, because I got it off my scrap man, he said that it will start with a bit of assistance down the spark plug. So I thought nothing of it. Trust my scrap man, he's a good chap. I was on the Zoom office like I always am. I showed it off and everything. And I went to put it over, no compression, absolutely no compression, sort of thing. So I was like, great. I thought, initially I thought, maybe the recoil's not actually attached. So I whacked the recoil off, and I can physically turn it without no resistance. So I was like, this ain't good. Take the head off, and thankfully everything's up top, dead center. I start turning the flywheel around. The valves are going in and out perfectly fine. The piston is staying exactly where it is. It's not moving. I'm able to push the piston back in. Clearly it looks like the piston is not connected to the crankshaft. So we're doing an engine rebuild here. So it's probably not going to be a huge amount of footage with this, because I am getting assistance, because I would have no idea on my own how to redo this. So it may just be like little clips here and there. I'll show you the situation I'm in at the moment. Let me just move the camera. There we go. So it's got a very weird boss on it. It's a bit of a challenge, that one. I'm gonna have to work on that one. I've got all but one bolt taken off because I didn't realise that one was there because it's so capped up. Wasn't really thinking about that. Let me tilt it down. So yeah, there's everything. As you can see, the piston is right back in there. That's because I've pushed it back into there. It was sat flush. My suspect is that it's got a lack of oil, because when I checked the oil it seemed very low. It's leaking everywhere else at the moment, but doesn't seem very promising. So I'm gonna update you here and there. Okay, so update. Turns out the crankshaft is completely snapped. I had to angle grind the boss off, still can't get it off, but I'll get it to a distance where you should be able to see that. There's a massive dent in the bottom. So this engine is kaput. So time to pull parts off it, and thankfully I've got a spare Briggs Classic which I can put on the deck. Okay, so obviously the engine was completely terminal dead, so I've got the Briggs Classic engine that came off the McCulloch. That's no more. I've got rid of the deck as I was having problems with it. It's low quality, so I've decided not to waste my time trying to sort that one out, and I'm actually going to use the engine that was on it for Mountfield. So what I'm attempting to do is going to try to retrofit the old fuel tank, this fuel tank here, onto the engine. So I've already put the mounting bracket, because the mounting brackets are slightly different. That's the one that came off this engine, so it's got everything connected there. This one has one section there and then another section that I believe it links into, remember rightly. I'm going to actually have to nab the air vane off this engine, as the air vane is longer on the old one. As you can see, that will not fit. There's no chance that's going to fit because it's going to be way too long, I think. I believe it's going to be, yeah. The spring links directly up there. So, I just need to double check there's not seconds. In reality, there's actually only the one spring with this setup. It's not got the two spring setup. But it's all good. I'll do that. So I'm going to attempt to put spring on. Springs are a bit fiddly. I don't like springs that much. So gonna just attempt to don't lose that. I'm going to put this spring on and I'll get back to it. So it does look like it's actually going to fit. This spring I think might not work though. I might have to use one of the other springs, but it looks like it might fit. Yeah, I'm going to have to switch to springs because that's too long, that spring. But looks like it'll fit. I'm just going to have to do some modifications with this, as the engine itself, the deck does not have a kill switch on it, so I'm going to have to remove the brake and find a way of grounding the engine so that it will function with the age of deck. What I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out the spring setup and all that, get it so that it actually moves properly and all that, and obviously I'm going to take this all off and clean it up and do everything that needs to be done to it. Apologies about that loud exhaust there. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to be switching the exhaust out, as this does have a thread in it, so I can put the old pancake exhaust on it. So basically my aim is to try to make this engine look as close to the old engine as I can, because I just feel like if I just slap a bog standard Briggs Classic on it, it's just not gonna look right on the engine. Obviously it's not the same engine that's obvious, and even the recoil won't look the same, because the original recoil, which I've got over here, it does not fit correctly on this. No, it doesn't, no. Does not actually fit on the top. It's slightly different in size, so I'm going to have to put this one on. Which of course is not going to go on because I've got the HT reading. Right, there we go. So that one. Will it fit? It might actually. That bit there, that's sort of in the way for this one. Yeah, it's a slightly different size. Yeah. I put them on. Well, I put the old one on top of the other one. There's a size difference. Quite a large size difference and shape difference. But I'm going to have to repaint this recoil because I am not happy with the finish on it. The paint which I used was not very good at all, so I'm going to sand it back and redo it. I also need to get some heat paint to paint this engine up as well. So I'm going to just work on figuring out how I'm going to do everything on this. Okay. So what I've done is I've put the original one back on. It's not fully fitted, but it fits quite nicely on there. So that should now, once linked up, it'll stretch like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is try to figure out how I'm going to get it so the thing stops. So I'm going to get back to you once I figure that one out. So I've got one bolt off. This little screw on the back here is at 8. Steel bolt, it's an 80mm. So I'm just using the tiniest spanner ever just to get it off. Does a job. Bit of a long one, that one. The other one was a, well, I use a 5/16 socket. That. It worked. Does a job. So the plan is, once I've managed to figure out how to detach this, to basically put a switch in place to ground it. So I'll mount a switch to the top of the recoil. Oh God, like usual. To ground the that. So now, in theory, all I'm going to have to do is mount that into a switch. Obviously, make sure that's away from the flywheel. Mount it onto a switch which you can touch to stop the engine, because that should ground it. But I've got to order switches for that. Got a few bits I need to order for this engine, so it's not going to be up and running right now. Well, it will be in this video, so don't worry, because it's going to be over time. So at present, that is all I can actually do Obviously the original blade, which is this dinky little thing here. This little blade here is going to have to go on. Because of the size of the deck, it needs to be the same size. Here is the blade of the McCulloch. That is quite the difference. That ain't gonna work. Let's double check that this is gonna function with this particular boss. Might need to get a new boss for it. Have a look. Obviously that's not tightened completely down yet. That should hopefully hold it. Yeah, that'll function fine. A bit oily underneath. Okay, so several days later I've got my new exhaust on, which is like this small pancakey style, you know, the small style exhaust. I've just got to figure out how I'm going to do the kill switch, because obviously I've got the wire here about the brake on because that's been removed, and I've got a kill switch. Oh yeah, there it is. Got this kill switch here. I'm not sure how I'm gonna mount it. Thing is, because I'm going to be attaching this one on, underneath you have got a kill switch sort of thing there, which I think how that one works is when this rotates there, that's what earths the engine, but I don't know if that's going to work. Plus that's going to require me rerouting the wire, but I don't know how I'm going to attach the switch, because the idea is to have it somewhere near the back. So I'm going to have to figure that one out. Okay, so I have got the switch attached now. I'm literally, I'll be honest, making this up as I go along. So now we're going to put the bracket back on. Bracket goes on like, you've got three bolts at the front here that it attaches to. So here's the finished deck. It's also been painted up. The top handlebars obviously are not in place at the moment. We'll just get everything in position. Okay. Right. This is the difficult bit, trying to line the engine up the deck. loosely. Screw these bolts in place. Right, hold on. I've got to see what size bolt it is. Not that size. Great. There we go. There we go. That one's done. Right. Check that one. Yep, done. Cool. One engine back on. On recoil. Got to figure out how on earth I'm gonna I might actually, if I'm crafty, I might be able to crumbs. There's one. Up there. hopefully that's going to work. That spray glue is very messy though, so just trying to figure out the best way to go about it really. Fuel tank back on, which is fuel tank off the original engine. That's not right, is it? How the hell does that bolt go then? That's a good question. Question I cannot answer right now. The only problem is this spacer is a right nightmare. This particular spacer. There we go. Now I need my cable ties because
hang on.
Cable is loose.
Alright.
What?
That's why I was smart at. And Janet, where'd you nick he from?
It came off of McCulloch.
Thanks.
The only thing I can't put back on is the air filter because I forgot to paint the bleed air filter cover, didn't I?
Oh, you painted it, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't realise you painted that.
Yeah, I painted the engine.
I thought you nicked it.
Looks good. Nice and clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been working hard on.
Let's hear that burp, like a kitten.
Yeah, hopefully. Oh, hang on. Come on! This is going to be a pain because it has no choke feature.
No choke?
Right, sort of, but I don't know if it's going to function. Okay, so I've had to eliminate the wire completely because the kill switch doesn't function. Well, it doesn't ground, that's what I meant. So I've just now got it very just bog standard cable hanging out for now. Why won't you continue to run? Come on. There you go. That's how I'm grounding it. Clearly I've still got some wet paint though, which is great. I think I know where it is. Right up, yeah, right up the top there. It's all squishy. Don't matter. I'll sort it out. The only thing that's not on it, obviously, is the air filter. The air filter box is currently drying, so because I forgot to paint it. But there we go. We've got a functioning mower now. And the height adjustments work there. So it's on number 4 there, so that's nice. Let's see how well it cuts. Okay, update. I've actually switched it over to a Briggs Classic carb and put the setup on it, and now she runs. Hey, I just got to sort the handlebars out because this paint is rubbish. That's how I'm grounding it, is the wire. I'm gonna see if I can find like a push button sort of thing, like some way of attaching like a way to ground it properly, but that's all I can do at the moment. I need to sort these handlebars out because, as you can see, the paint's rubbish on this, so I'm gonna have to remove this paint. It's perfectly fine down this end. It's this end just don't want to know, so I'm going to have to remove the paint and redo it with some better quality paint, aka probably try to get some white hammerite. I just couldn't get any this week when I went and got the paint. So she's now running. Sweet. Awesome. I have got the grass box, I just haven't bothered putting it on yet. Goes on like, oh, crumbs. I have given it another test run with cutting grass, and it seems to function fine. There we go. So there we go. That's it with the grass box on. That's complete. Like I said, I will be sorting those out. Maybe by the time this video's out that might be done, and if so I'll put that at the end. But this is her resurrected, and she's going to be a keeper. I'm not getting rid of this one. I've actually put the original fuel cap back on. I could put the actual Briggs Classic one on, but like this plastic one, but I'll decide to put that one on. The air filter is still drying, the original, which I'm planning on putting on just to try to keep that original aspect to it. Okay, so here is the final product. It's finished, it's got new bolts on her. Obviously the wheels still have a bit of paint, but that hopefully goes in time. Handlebars have been repainted. I don't know if you can even see them on the camera. There you can. Handlebars been repainted. There's a little bit of dirt on them, but yeah. Because that's the problem that I was having, was these handlebars. The top part of the handlebars just kept chipping. So what I would do, with any luck, for a start. Listen to that car beep. Yeah, still got to use a wire to stop. I'm happy with that. But done a little test strip. Not a very good idea to really be cutting the grass at the moment because of the crap weather that we've been having last couple of days. Just there you go. She cuts nice and short. So hopefully the next cut that we'll do is actually going to be with this mower. So that'd be cool. So that is a proper job, as they will say. I hope you enjoyed that one. It's taken me a while to do the video. And I also had a battery dilemma right at the end here. Yeah, camera batteries decided to all be dead. So that's good. Got to charge them all. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.